Okay. Hey, how you doing? Again.
Hey, Kurt.
Claudio and Juls from Pilgrims. Yeah. It's such a pleasure to talk with both of you today. And thanks so much for both being on the call and carving out the time. The reason I just pressed record, Claudio, is because I'm from Massachusetts, so not Boston. I'm from outside of Worcester, which is like
Oh,
a
yeah.
suburb. Yeah, so like 45 minutes away from Boston. But
Yeah.
yeah, and you guys are in Boston, right? Proper? Or
No, we are in Watertown,
oh, you are. Okay, all right.
which
Yeah.
is like in the middle, no, between Worcester and we've been to Worcester like several times. We played in Worcester at the Ralph's dinner.
Oh, I don't know that place. Yeah.
It's it's a very like classic place in Worcester. Like if and several bands that come like touring from upstate New York or New York City, they pass through Ralph's and then they play in Boston. So yeah, so
Oh,
it's a
cool.
very well known band in the underground rock scene.
Right on. Right on. Right on. Well, I left Massachusetts when I was like 18, so I didn't really go to many shows there. The Palladium's still pretty big, right? I
The
think
what's right?
the Palladium, I think the Worcester.
Oh yeah, no that's big in that's where the Cure played in Worcester like years ago.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that is still huge. Yeah. But so Ralph's, yeah. The Boston music scene is evolved so much. There used to be like a pretty strong like punk scene in the 80s, and then it kind of died down in the 90s. It wasn't like too big of a music city, but I think it's kind of come back a bit. So yeah. So you guys and the other reason wanted to start recording was because I studied in Santiago, Chile for about 5 months.
Wow,
So
yeah, Corin told us. Like, where did you study?
yeah, I went to two different universities. I went to the I studied at the um, University the Católica
Uh-huh.
University, and then also the main University of Santiago. So I took classes at both.
So Claudio studied at the Universidad Católica, and Universidad de Santiago is my alma mater.
No
So,
kidding. You're
yeah.
kidding me. That's wild. Oh my gosh, that is such a coincidence. How did you guys meet?
Oh, well, I mean, we met
We
Yeah.
met in Chile. Yeah, in Chile.
in Chile. It was like, online, basically, but it was in a forum at that time. I mean, we've been together like for more than 20 years now.
Wow. Yeah.
So we met in this like alternative forum. It was a Mexican alternative forum, right? Like they talk about music, scene. It was really, really good.
Yeah,
And we met there.
yeah, but it was funny because the forum was based in Mexico, but we were both based in Santiago, so it
Uh-huh.
was
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
which campus you went? You went to the to San Joaquin?
They're
Remember that?
they were both in Santiago. It's been a long, long time. It was 1998, so I don't know if I remember like
Right.
the streets or anything. But
It was like in the downtown, or it
yeah.
was like more like outside of the
Oh, it was
or
downtown for sure. Yeah,
downtown. Okay, so then probably it was in Alameda, right?
Uh-huh,
In the
uh-huh,
main building,
uh-huh.
probably.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. It was. It wasn't too far from the Estadio Nacional. I don't think. I think it was
Oh,
Then
I
one.
think,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. This is
San
that
Joaquin
yeah,
or
yeah,
¿qué
yeah.
campus sería ahora?
No, no, no.
San Joaquin.
San Joaquin,
Right.
your campus.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. So he's not in the same campus.
Yeah. No, yeah. I studied 6 years and right there. Yeah.
Oh, what was your?
When was this? When you said like many years ago.
Was that? Sorry.
When was this? Because you said
98.
98.
98. Yeah.
You're probably at the same time,
I
more or
was on
less.
the 97. I started on 97. I started
Oh my God. What a coincidence. Wow. Yeah. You know what? Actually, you know what? Yeah, I pulled this out from my closet. This was like there were riots like all the time.
Oh, that's
And
a
this is
Latina.
a tear
Yeah.
gas canister because I got tear gassed one day and it was like crazy, you know?
I'm pretty sure that you were gassed at the Universidad de Santiago, not the
Yeah,
Catholic.
yeah, yeah, yeah. absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's my yeah, like I remember like being in classes. This was really normal in certain times of the year. You were like in your lesson and suddenly like a bam in the
Yeah.
ceiling. In the city, and it was like everybody run because the police are coming, and you were like, ah! And it was like lacrimógenas, like those.
Totally.
The police, coming inside the university, right?
Mhm.
Like they were like looking for, for the disturbers
Right.
inside the university, right?
Mhm.
They were like outside until I think at some point, like the police or something like that. Okay, now you have the permission to go inside, right? It's like they
And
have
then
at some point it's
and then
like
you had
yeah.
to run because it didn't matter that you were no part of it.
Right.
If you were like walking around, they will catch you and like boom,
That's
come.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what was happening. It was like, what are we protesting here? It was just like,
Yeah, yeah,
but it was just like, and, there were tanks and stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I lived through all that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
okay, that's
And
part of the experience,
Yeah, no, totally.
totally, totally. And the other thing I remember very vividly, well, I mean, I remember a lot vividly, but I'm curious if you guys went to the same show because, when I was there, the big concert that everybody was excited about was Bad Religion. They came and played.
Yeah, no, I didn't attend to that one. I was quite young at 98. I was like 14 or something in 98.
Oh yeah, okay, so yeah,
So
too young
yeah,
for that. But
yeah,
yeah,
no, maybe Claudio. I don't know.
No, I didn't attend to that one.
yeah. I
You,
I don't remember the name of the venue, but it was like a large theater, and it was crazy because there was like a balcony, and people were jumping off the balcony onto people on the main floor, and people were
Like,
catching them, and it was just like crazy. It was crazy. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there is a reason why bands they love to go to Chile.
Yeah.
Metal bands, rock bands, they love to go there because people are fucking crazy.
rock
Like,
in general, right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
rock, yeah.
hardcore punk,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
like you're from are you familiar with this band The Gathering, right? With Anek Van.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, so they split it. Like Anek left the band, but before that, they recorded a last DVD concert, and that was in Chile because they liked it so much.
Oh wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, or Dead Can Dance. Dead Can Dance. They did a tour like 2 years. They did a world tour, and they went to Chile quite early on the tour.
Mhm.
And the tour was so long that it lasted 2 years, more or less, almost 2 years, like year and a half or something. So
Yeah.
they went to Chile 1 year, and then the next year they went back as part of the same tour
That's
because
so
they liked
cool.
it so much.
Oh my gosh, that's really, really cool. One of the highlights of my career is that I interviewed Dead Can Dance in person in front of about 50 radio DJs. It was
Oh
like
wow!
it was something that should have been extremely stressful, but for whatever reason it wasn't. And I didn't know their music that well.
Yeah.
But it was just a really free-flowing, fun
Right,
fun conversation, and it just went
right.
it went like butter. It was great.
That's when it flows, right? That's when it's better, right? I mean,
Yeah,
yep.
it was just wonderful. So the big band when I was in Chile, I want to say one of the big bands was their name Panico?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. But okay, so one thing, so sorry, I'm kind of beating around here.
No, no.
I wanted to find out, did you guys start Pilgrims before you left Chile, or did you start it, or did you start it in Watertown or Boston, or Massachusetts?
Mhm.
Depending how you wanna put it, right? Because Claudio was like already had some like ideas and like mock-ups. He
Yeah.
had like some initial stuff, but the bulk of it came in Boston, right? When he
Yeah.
moved. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's important to mention that we were playing at that time in another band, right?
In Chile.
In Chile, we were playing in this band Ammoniaco, right? Which it was not our project, let's say our creation, right? I was second guitar, you was playing keyboards and doing chorus, right? And I was doing these mock-ups, and then when we arrived in the US, then I was like, yeah, now it's like it's and to me, I had to say, after playing with The Cure, I always say, I always say it in interviews, right? I mean, after playing with The Cure, it got me inspired to start doing my own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can say that we are literally inspired by The Cure. It's not just like a metaphor.
Right. Totally. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
So when we first arrived here in the Boston area, it was the beginning of autumn, so like a very dark, cold time of the year. We knew no one, right? So Claudio was with a lot of time to right, work on
Well,
music.
yeah, and with a lot of time, and also, with the money to, to acquire equipment, at the end, I mean, you realize how important it is to have the means to, to buy instruments and to buy, your computer and your DAW, right, that you can use and you can record yourself and you can start being a band, right?
Yeah. All those things like in Chile were super expensive.
Exactly, super expensive, and I mean, we didn't have the means at that time, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, Claudio is saying that it's important to have the accessibility, which is totally true.
Yeah.
But also, I gotta say that, of course, always the artist, the musician, is gonna be more important than any piece of equipment that you might have. Like our first album, we recorded it with a bass that it was like $70 bass.
$100.
Yeah. It was like something super cheap and not for lack of trying. We went to an actual studio. We tried with several basses with like very expensive equipment, and in the end, that $100 bass was the sound that we wanted. So
yeah. Oh well, look at that. That's how it works out, right? Yeah, it is. Sometimes a topic comes up like, yeah, when bands go to studios that are very expensive, they wind up getting too fixated on wanting to play, wanting to use all the different trappings, all the different equipment, and it kind of takes them away from the creative aspect of what they're trying to get across, right?
oh yeah, no, at least we have always been like super clear in the sound that we want to get.
Yeah.
And we can be very stubborn that way. So like if we have to like push a producer, because producers also want to tweak the sound the way they see it fit, right? And you and we are like very stubborn, like, no, this is what we want. And
yeah, but at the same time, that's true, no? But at the same time, you also want the producer to have that attitude of, proposing something, right? Or of doing this because, they know more than you, technically speaking, right? But it's both, right? It's both.
Of course, at the end of the day, though, it's like you have the decision, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
And we always have wanted what sound we are looking for, So in this case, it was the $100 bass.
I mean, the beauty of music is that it's a type of art that's beyond words a lot of times. But are you able to describe in words what kind of a sound you really gravitate toward?
If I try to summarize, because I think that the music that at least musically speaking, that I started doing and I try to do is the combination of all the influences that I have, right? All the music that I like from different. For example, I love Nirvana. I see the picture that you have on the back.
Yeah.
to me, Nirvana, I love them, right? I don't know, I love Pink Floyd, I love Radiohead, I love Tricky, Portishead, Todos Tus Muertos in Argentina. I don't know. I mean, but at the end, yeah, I mean, I wanted to do like, let's say, some kind of post-punk at the end, right?
Mhm.
But I like the melodic stuff. I like the melodies. I like the atmospheres.
Yeah.
So at the end, if I have to summarize, it's like, yeah, I like to do something like post-punk, let's say. Why not to call it some genre? But with all these influences, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so, so, so to what Claudio said, I will add that post-punk, and since you know about like different genres of music, right? So post-punk for it it could be like a very limited genre. It's simple. You know,
Hmm.
post-punk is very simple. Like has simple drums. Like it doesn't have like a lot of pretension. You know,
Hmm.
uh, and that can be a trap, you know.
Yeah.
But in our case, we like to use it as a canvas, right? To what Claudio was saying, right? Like you have this genre post punk, which is very simple, and from there, Claudio, for instance, can add like his influences. I can add mine, and it can take a lot, you know. So, for instance, in this record that we're releasing in February, right?
Gemini.
We are like pushing those boundaries, right? Of what like post-punk, what goth means. I'm not saying that we are like reinventing the wheel or anything like that, but but it's like if you had the chance to listen to the album, you will see that there are many different influences there, and it's very notorious. And in fact, the whole concept of the album started when Claudio was like composing some new stuff after our first record, and he wasn't sure exactly which path to take. Like, and at some point we started to talk about it. Like, look, I have this bunch of songs that are like more like rock and sound like very like post punk or punk even like with a lot of guitars and stuff. But then on the other hand, I started to experiment with like more with synths, and I have like this more like that way dancey sounds, and which way should we go for the next album? And I told him like, why not both?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And that's why it's Gemini, right? It's this like two paths that converge together, and
Oh.
it's kind of like in the 2010s. Remember when I don't know, like there was a time in MySpace I saw this a lot that artists will like do split releases.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
That one artist will do side A and the other the side B. So we thought of something like loosely like that, you know, for this
Okay.
album. So that's why you will see like a lot of different influences, and
Yeah.
that's why I was saying that post punk is kind of the blank canvas to all this, but we put a bunch of like the stuff of what Claudio has heard, and then I go and listen to what Claudio has done, and I put my own influences and sounds in there. So yeah.
Yeah. So did the actually, you know what? This is a word that I love the Spanish word, and I have yet to find an equivalent in English for this word, but the desarrollo, you know, the way
Desarrollo, ajá.
desarrollo, you know, the way it kind of all played out, I suppose. Did that happen during the writing stage or the recording stage?
What do you mean? What do you mean with let's say with development?
In terms of how the idea grew or changed into what eventually became the final result of the record. Did most of the development happen like as you were writing it or as you were recording it?
Yeah, no, I think as I had like maybe a bunch of songs, right, with different styles, right? That's when we discussed and we said, okay, for the next record, what are we gonna do, right? Because I was doing like much more like synth stuff, you know,
Hmm.
right? But at the same time, I don't know. So that's why we said, okay, let's do both. No, let's do both. And so now let's focus on.
Oh no, no, but I think to your question, let me let
Mhm.
me re-ask to see if we
All
are
right,
getting what you're asking,
all
right?
right.
So so what you're saying is that if we came with the concept of the album while we were writing this, or if it came if it came to shape once we were at the studio and
Yeah.
we started to bounce ideas. Oh no, it came in the writing stage. Like
of course,
yeah. We like to go to the studio with a very solid idea of what we want to do. So
Right.
because it's not that you are like you can rent a studio like forever,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Have limited studio time. So we like to go with a pretty much finished idea of what we want to do, and then at the studio bounce back with the producer on some like ideas that they want to add to in order to improve the sound to get us there to where we want, right? But the concept comes like
yeah.
already
Mhm.
thought.
Do you, in what ways do you think that it is different than the first record? Like, you know, you've talked a bit about how you explore a lot of different areas with this new one. When you look back at the first record, do you think that there are more similarities than differences, or how would you kind of compare and contrast them?
No. I would say it's an evolution. It's an evolution of that of that album, and with much more like electronic influences, like more synthesizers. I also, explore more like kind of synth wave
Mhm.
songs, like more electronic songs.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and at the same time, I believe, no, I think there is an evolution always, no, but yeah, it's always us, but there is an evolution in also what we do, like the classic post-punk sometimes,
Yeah, I was
Um,
gonna say that.
yeah, so yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah, because I think we have always done that, like trying to push the boundaries of the genre. So in the first album, you can also see that. You can see that the songs are not following like a formula, a pattern.
Mhm.
Uh, but I think in this second album, we go like much deeper into that exploration with new sounds, like as Claudio like goes to explore more like scenes with more layers. I do the same with my vocals. I explore more harmonies and layers of vocals. I write a lot of the lyrics in Spanglish or Spanish. We have our first song in Spanish in the album.
Yeah.
And I think we're more bold in this exploration, like having like a post-hardcore kind of song in the album, or together with a ballad in Spanish.
Mm.
So together with like these songs that are a bit more new wave, another that is more like
Minimal way.
minimal wave, or just Bliss in Hour, which is more like dancey, like how almost like yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's I can tell you, it's an evolution from that album for sure.
Yeah. Did opening for The Cure uh really kind of steer you into that direction? Like, because with more with synths and everything like that, or um
You know, I think I think you always have your inspiration or whatever, but at the end, it's like you have to find your own sound, no?
Mhm.
If you compare our music with The Cure, it's of course it's very different, no? It sounds very different. It's not a copy of The Cure, right? I mean, there are
Right.
other bands that sounds much more alike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and but I think I don't know. As soon as you are just you get into your own thing,
Hmm.
you will find your own sound. You know?
Hmm. Right.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Something that I really like about The Cure, though, and I think that that's something that I would like to have as band, is that they have a song for any mood you can imagine, right? So,
Yeah.
It's like the Cure is one of those bands that can be with you no matter what you're living through, what you're going through, right? You are super like happy and just wanna have fun and disconnect. You have a bunch of songs that you can dance at the club, and then they have these very depressing songs that you
Mhm.
you know. So they have a bit of everything, right? And I think that's why they are such an iconic band because they have grown with their audience, right? Through the decades.
Yeah.
And I would love to be able to say that about our project in that sense, you know.
Totally.
Yeah.
How did
Like,
how did the show come? Sorry, go ahead, Claudio.
no, there is one song of The Cure. It's called Fascination Street,
Hmm.
and it's one of my favorite songs from The Cure.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, I wanna do something like this song. So, and then I just basically I copied like the BPM, the BPM, and the drums are kind of similar, are very similar.
Okay.
And then if you listen to Withered, which is our song in the first album, is Withered,
Hmm.
is completely different to to Fascination Street, right? I just took the feeling of the drums, right, the rhythm,
Ah,
and from there you just go and your way, right? I don't know. That's how. At least that's what I did on that one. Yeah.
so cool. I just want to ask you one more question because I know that was a really big deal playing with them. How did it come about? Like, did they catch wind of your music somehow, or did like you have a connection with or a mutual friend or something, or?
So yeah, so it came two ways, right? So um
Sorry, I need to feed
the cat.
the cat.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I can take this. So
Gato.
So we had the chance to put our music in front of the Cure because we had like a connection with the promoters, like a very far stretch connection, you could say. But at least that gave us the chance to put our music with the promoters who brought the Cure to Chile. You
Okay,
know,
I see.
but the other side of it is that Robert Smith is a person who's very involved in all the aspects of what he does.
Hmm. Hmm.
So during his tour, they made a post on Facebook, right? And they asked people like, "Hey, which bands do you want to open for us in Latin America?"
Cool.
And people started to comment, right? And the fans club of the Cure in Chile, they really liked the music of Ammoniaco, so they started to promote Ammoniaco with them. And at the same time, they had the chance, the promoters, to listen to the album and say, okay, yeah, this kind of fits, is not gonna be like super out of place. And then, but then in the end, Robert himself like selected the opening bands, not only in Chile but in Latin America.
Yeah.
So and not only that, but he also decided like the contractual conditions, right? So he decided how much we were going to be paid, because if we are not paid, right? A lot of times it's like you pay to play in this kind of places, right?
Absolutely. Right.
Those were like the best paid 20 minutes that we always like we have played in our life.
I'm sure. I'm
So he
sure.
was very generous about that and about how the bands should be treated, the conditions, right? And not only that, we were playing, right? We were already playing, and at some point, one of the guys on the staff, he comes and says like, hey, like, don't be nervous, but to your left, if you look, Robert
Yeah.
Smith is there.
Oh man.
And I look, and of course, of course, I look. I was like, and there he was, like on the side of the stage, and he was like kind of like dancing, like, and
Awesome.
he stayed a good part of the show, and
Wow.
then he went to see us in the backstage, right? And he brought a bottle of champagne, right? And he stayed for some
Cool.
minutes. So, and he did that
Oh, cool.
with all the bands in that tour in Latin America. So,
Gosh. Man,
so
I
then the promoter was telling me later, like, you are a lucky motherfucker. Like, who does this? Like, who? Like, nobody, no artist does this.
oh no, no. No, I've never even really heard of that before. I mean, most bands of that stature don't even know the band that's opening for them, you know?
Exactly. You don't even cross paths. Like
Really cool.
we've been like it with way smaller bands and they don't even say hi, you know. and,
Yeah,
and then to end this story, right?
it's really cool. Do you do you miss the fan base that you had back in Chile, or do you you know?
So not really because I'm like a bunch of that fan base kind of translated to pilgrims. Like if you go and see our Spotify stats, Chile is one of our best countries
Okay.
like in Latin America,
Yeah, yeah,
together with Mexico and Brazil.
it's good. And you know, it's pretty obvious, you know, you came up with the name Pilgrims because you emigrated to the United States and all that, right? What was the main driver for you wanting to come to Massachusetts in particular?
Yeah, well, I had to add that originally I'm from Colombia.
Okay.
So I was born in Colombia and then I moved to Chile when I was like 13 years old. So I was a pilgrim from, since I was a kid.
Gotcha.
Um, and then, yeah, I mean, basically it's work, it's basically we were looking for at the end kind of some good financial situation in the future, right? When you are like, when you get older, right? So we were thinking, okay, so what do we do, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I got to this transfer through my company, um, and that's why I we were able to move back in
2015.
2015.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
10 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
and to be honest, we had no idea about Boston when this opportunity came.
Yeah.
So it was like a lot of like an adventurous spirit in our part, let's say, because it was like you have the opportunity, those chances don't come twice. So
Mhm.
it was like, what are you gonna do? Okay, let's go, you know. And it took us a couple of days to make the decision, and we watched a bunch of YouTube videos about Boston, read about Boston, like
yeah.
a bit, but yeah, we didn't know much of the city
But
about the
what
city.
is like it's an old city, right? It's
Yeah,
like a,
yeah,
of course, there is a lot of history and tradition, right? That you understand that, right? Like
yeah.
from generic like overviews, right? Something
Yeah,
like, right?
yeah. I wasn't prepared how bad the weather was gonna be though. Like
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. We never,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But it's funny because like the word pilgrim is used more in Massachusetts probably than any other state in the country. Like
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. And it's a pure coincidence to be honest.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
yeah,
it is.
yeah. We get that question all the time. Like what are you like because of the parents in Massachusetts? Like no, we don't want anything to do with those fellas. No.
And so now where we live here, the street right this corner is Pilgrims Road.
No kidding. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just our corner, right? Like,
Perfect. Um, we're about to run out of time, but I just wanted to ask you, it sounds like next year is going to be really a big deal for you. Are you planning to tour for most of the like for tour? Are you planning to tour heavily next year, and are you planning to tour mostly the US or globally, or what's the plan?
Yeah, that's a tricky question. So I don't know how much of this can go on record. Okay, so we're planning a tour on the East Coast for the spring, right? Touching DC, Philly, upstate New York, New York City, hopefully, New England, of course. Um, the rest of the country, and this is the part that is kind of tricky, is like we're not sure because of the current situation, right? Is so that's that. This is the part that we are not like super comfortable with this being on record, right? But
Okay.
it's like it can be tricky in our situation, and same with touring worldwide, right? So we are like studying and waiting, seeing how things develop, and it's kind of tricky because all these things you have to plan them in advance. But
Right. Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard time to be an artist, in
yeah,
a lot of ways. But well, if you come out to Idaho, you know, You have a place to stay at my place if you'd like. Um, I put up bands some to help cut down on their expenses because it's a hard place to get to. But in the meantime, I really like what I've heard from the album, and congratulations! It's a great record. I only interview bands whose music I really like a lot.
Oh,
Um,
thank you, thank
Thank you
you.
so
Well,
much.
I mean, it's our first record. I mean, it's been so long. I can tell you, if you like that one, the next one you will like it much more. I mean, I believe it's an
No,
evolution.
he has heard the album already.
The new one.
Yeah, because Corin sent him the.
The new one.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. That's
Ah,
what I was
Back it
talking
up.
about. That's what I was
all
talking
right.
about. It's fantastic. Yeah,
Oh, thank
yeah,
you, thank
yeah.
you. Okay, now
I, I don't say that at the beginning of the interview because I don't want to like kiss up, you know?
right.
So I save
Okay,
it for I usually save it for the end. But
okay.
congratulations. And
No, great, great that you like it.
Thank you so much.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're like 2 months away from its release, I think. So it's
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
very exciting. So I hope that you really are able to savor this moment and really enjoy this period because it's a really special
Yeah.
time in your lives, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and hopefully we are planning to release more material through the year as well. We're already working on a new EP, and on a cover song that is pretty interesting. So we hope we don't have to wait another couple of years for the next
Yeah.
material.
Yeah.
We're trying to be much more active that way. So again, thank you so much. I know that it's less than a minute now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, thank you. And thank you for making time to talk with me. I really, really appreciate
absolutely,
No, thank you, thank
our
you so much.
pleasure.
Oh, I didn't realize. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I could.
I hope you enjoy your holidays, Kurt. I don't know your plans, but I hope you have a really good time.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks so
You
much.
as well. You as well. I hope it goes well out there. And yeah, again, I really appreciated the conversation. It was very, really awesome to talk
No,
with
thank you. It went flying.
Yes,
you. Awesome. Glad to hear it.
thank you.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
All
great
much.
right.
day.
Thank you.
We'll see you around. Okay.
See
See
you.
you. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Thank you.